What is up, friends? Welcome back to another wonderful Bremerton-ish episode of B-Town Stories with your boy Shnazz and Simpkins.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Jerry Lagar.
And we're back again to regale you with some Bremerton stories. And Josh, today I think it will be fun. And we've been kind of kicking this can down the road, and I think it's about time to swallow this pill and get into some punk rock shit.
We ain't got no place to go, so let's go to the punk rock show.
Yeah, so I think we've talked about it a little bit on the podcast before, but I think it would be fun to just kind of interview each other and talk about kind of the discovery of punk rock when we kind of found it.
Yeah.
And then kind of regale our audience with some punk as fuck stories of some of the punk as shit that's happened to us in Bremerton.
Punk as fuck, and talk about how many punk points we have.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, man. Well, first of all, for anybody who may be listening outside of the Bremerton scene, Bremerton is it's a city west of Seattle, and
where there's puke on the street.
Yes, Bremerton punks that can't be beat.
Yes,
but we were going through this in like 1990 through 93, 94, 95.
Yeah.
When simultaneously across the water, there was grunge hitting big all over the fucking world.
Yeah. Right? And don't get me wrong. I liked all that music too.
100%.
But I didn't feel like a part of that,
Yeah. So there was, at least in some of the crew that I was rolling with, Pearl Jam was coming out with like Alive.
Yeah.
And I remember smoking cigarettes with Giles O'Neill at Ridgetop because I would steal cigarettes and sell them to people before school from Bag and Save. That he was like, yeah, dude, I was in this band. We're going to be the first band to cover this song Alive. But like, it was just kind of starting out. And a ninth grade was where I saw a Misfits cover band play, which was the first time I actually heard live punk rock.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. And then shortly thereafter, I kind of hooked up with like the Elkey brothers, and that's when I found the Jack Trippers.
Oh, yes.
And they were in the Jack Trippers, which were, I think, still might be my favorite fucking Bremerton punk band of all time.
It's pretty solid shit. It still stands up. Like, it's still fucking good. I mean, I wish their recordings were a little better, but at the same time, it is what it is, and that's what they sounded like at that time. But
also, I think too, like, I mean, Josh and I are both from divorced parents. My mom, when she passed away, was on her fifth man, and it was weird. I was getting dragged all over the place, between, I was born on the East Coast. My dad was in the Navy, and my parents got divorced. I went to Canada. I moved to Hawaii, like all before the age of fourth grade, and eventually I ended up in Bremerton. Didn't really have, the sense of being at a home. I was just traveling through all these weird relationships, and it was strange. But like, I think I found a similar kinship in a lot of people that I met in the punk scene early off that made me be like, this is my fucking people.
Yeah, because like everyone around here, save for about 5% of the population, came from a Navy family.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most part. So everyone kind of had that same background, I mean, I was born and raised here, but my dad was in the Navy. That's how we ended up here, But I can see how you I think that was like the rise of the time of the rise of divorce.
Yeah.
And I think that had a lot to do with it too. So like kind of latchkey kid kind of situation.
Definitely. And there was something appealing about like the rage and the vitriol of punk music, the screaming and the yelling and the easy, you know what I mean? It was just like this controlled fucking chaos and release of like energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And Bremerton was the coolest place to be for that. Like in the 90s, man.
It was pretty sweet. Like, I guess, I know I've said this 100 times on this podcast, but I was a late bloomer in pretty much every aspect of life. And so I didn't really discover, I mean, I knew what punk was just because you were listening to it. When I was like 16, 17, you were the first person I'm pretty sure that ever played me Misfits, Dead Kennedys, Yeah, and Suicidal Tendencies. I remember those were the
Yeah.
first 3 like punk bands I heard.
Dead Kennedys was super big. Adam Russell turned me on to the Dead Kennedys after I was like, holy shit, what is this stuff? When I heard the Misfits.
Yeah.
But then I heard the fucking Jack Trippers, and I was like, I went crazy. Like, I started like making tape covers for them. I started selling their tapes. Like, I would go up to Canada and like just start ripping copies of their tapes and being like, you got to hear these guys. Like, I was a ride or fucking die fanboy for those dudes. They're still so good, man. Those first 2 albums are fucking lit.
Trying to think of like I'm pretty sure MXPX or Magnified Plaid at the time was like the first local band that like really kind of drew me in. Yeah. Just because like I was listening to those old school bands that you got me into, and then I remember, so you and my brother were kind of hanging out with the Elkies, and Mike brought home a Pennywise tape that he borrowed from Ryan, which Ryan doesn't even like Pennywise, but maybe he did back then.
Yeah.
And he put that on, and that's when the light bulb went off in my head for me. It was like, okay, now this is the punk rock I was meant to listen to, you know. Not that I don't love DK and Misfits and Suicidal, but that's the one that made me like cut my hair. I stopped wearing combat boots. Fucking, I was fully not grunge anymore after hearing that. And then I remember very shortly after that going to Zoo Cafe with my brother, and Magnified Plaid was playing, and to me they sounded exactly like Pennywise at the time, because they were just playing fast melodic hardcore. You know, I mean, now obviously I don't think they sound like them at all, but they were the only other band that I heard that sounded remotely like that, so that's what they sounded like to me. So I glommed on to them. So I've been like I've discussed it before, but I've been a huge fan of them ever since that time, like right after, you know, they put out their first demo tape, you know.
Yeah, and there are so many fucking good bands. Like, do you remember Fight for Change?
Oh, yeah.
They were fucking so hardcore.
Yeah, like, go ahead.
And then, like, I mean, Neutral Boy has always been my fucking fave. Dude, my first ever show that we played of the Badlanders, which was my band, which is just, like, I think a lot of my friends who are good musicians humoring me. You know what I mean? Like, and just letting me, like, scream obscenities, which was one of the coolest times in my life. But at the East Side, well, what was the Manette East?
It was the East Side.
Yeah. We played a show there, and like, people from high school were outside, but the only person who was old enough to be in the bar who saw our show was Mike Moen. He was the one person audience. I mean, fucking stallion.
I was in there too, but only because I was a roadie, because there was no distortion pedal. So I had to manually turn the distortion on Gabe's amp. Remember the one that had like the gray carpet on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was up on the stage pushing the distortion button on the fucking amp.
Yeah, dude. So
that was so cool, just seeing, like, looking across the bar and seeing like 30 faces just plastered to the window outside watching the show.
Too young to get into the
just
bar.
Watching from outside on the street. That was cool.
So great. The Badlanders are fun. I'll give a couple of Badlanders little short stories, but like the recording of our demo was Tony Reed did it, and it would cost us $60, and it was all change.
Yeah.
So we brought all the change in there, and we had 40s, and we got him just so fucking drunk, dude. And I was like spitting beer all over the studio. That was amazing.
I was there as well.
Yeah. And
that was the first time. So that's when his music abuse studio was right across the street from the Manette. It was in Manette. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's the bakery there now. But I remember I just sat in the control room with him, and that's when I think I met him one time before, but that's the first time I ever really like talked to the guy and like hung out a little bit. And he's just telling me stories while you guys were recording, and he's like telling me how he was at a party in like 91 or something. So this is 95 when you recorded, right?
Yeah.
So like 91, and he was out at some party in Seabeck, and this band from Berkeley, California called Green Day was playing, and ended up getting shut down by the cops. And he had his little recording gear with him, and he recorded Green Day playing acoustic at a party out in Seabeck, and he still has the recording.
Rad.
That just blew my mind that he had that, you know.
Tony Reed is like a fucking talisman of rock in Bremerton. I think you mentioned earlier that he's playing in Pentagram now, right?
Yeah, he's in Pentagram, and they got a new Moss Generator album they're recording right now. So and he just put out a fucking his old goth band. I'm pretty sure they're called Constance Tomb. And it's like just like kind of 80s, like Sisters of Mercy, Bauhaus kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Very gothic. He just does everything pretty much.
So rad. Do you remember that show we played in Studio 321 in Olympia?
I was there as well.
I think that might have been our first show.
I think it was.
Show. And then I remember like somebody fucking, it was supposed to be with, it was with, what was that fucking band that Tom Wisniewski was in?
It was the Cooties.
The Cooties. That's right. Yeah.
And Jack Trippers, right?
I don't know if the Jack Trippers were there or not. Maybe the Jack Trippers were there.
That's what I remember. Cooties, Jack Trippers, Badlanders, and maybe one other band. But I remember riding there with fucking Swilly, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And then there was like somebody set off the fire extinguisher. Stinky.
Yeah.
Fucking legend. And then I remember somebody beat this chick in the face with a chain out front. There was like this big fight.
Yeah, that happened after the show was like shut down.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was like literally no adult there supervising anything. And I remember me and Brooke just sitting in this corner, just drinking 40s inside this fucking art studio or whatever the fuck. It was just an empty room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we were all just drunk fucking kids, like chilling in this fucking building down on the waterfront. Like,
awesome, man. There's just something, dude. Like, me and you have both been in bands. Anybody who's never been in a band, like, you gotta get up and play a punk rock song live once in your life. It is fucking amazing. Like, the feeling is so great.
Yeah, I had a little bit of stage fright back then, but all it took was a sixer, and I was good to go. Yeah. But like, I'm still so grateful to fucking Elkie for just. I didn't play any instruments, and he just like hung around my brother and you, and so I was just around him, and he just was like, "Hey, I'm starting a new band. I quit the Jack Trippers. Let's fucking start a band. You play bass." And I was like, I don't know how to fucking do that. And he's like, dude, it's punk rock. I'll show you. And he just goes, put your finger here, and blah,
dude,
blah,
he
blah.
was the most epic punk bassist.
Yeah, like
maybe
seriously.
ever, dude.
Listening to those bass lines he was playing when he was like 16 years old, like 15.
The Jack Trippers.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, he's always a very talented musician. And pretty much every song he's ever written is like pretty catchy fucking little ditty.
Yeah, I mean, so many great fucking punk rock stories.
Except for Mr. Asshole. That was the song we had.
Oh, really?
It was really dumb. Sorry, Ryan. That was one of your shittier ones.
Dude, and so along with all this punk just came the scummiest behavior and the most crass shit, which was super fun. Dude, I mean, every single Badlander show, people would just like hawk loogies on me and like smash, fucking throw beer cans at me. And,
dude, Swillies.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, everybody.
Spill me, motherfucker. And just like, it was so gross.
It was gross. I had to go outside. Fucking, that was an epic night because like 2 houses down.
That was high school graduation.
Yeah. So 2 houses down, my buddy Jason and Matt and Justin lived. There were some dudes I knew from Belfair that had moved out here, and so they were having a party, and then this party happened at Swilly's, so everyone was going between the 2 parties, and there's lots of drugs and alcohol and just general debauchery going on that night.
That was a wonderful fucking what an apex of high school. You know, like to get in a band for high school is like way cooler than being on the football team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So tons of other cool shit. Speaking of foul, do you remember when me and your brother Mike had a no shower contest?
I feel like that Mike was just like having a no shower contest with himself most of his life. Like, the guy smells, really bad. I don't know how he smells now. But.
Well, I was just like, dude, let's see who can go the longest without taking a shower. And I think I went like a week. And mind you, like, we're skateboarding every day. It's disgusting.
Just sweating.
Yeah. Like,
shitting.
I only went for like a week, and Mike just kept it going for like a month. It's so gross.
Carl Johnson, every once in a while, whenever Mike's name comes up, this doesn't have anything to do with not showering, but one time he showed up for fucking school pictures in like 5th grade wearing like baseball pants with no ganchis on and a Bill Cosby sweater.
Cool move, bro.
Yeah. Sick styles. Probably had a rat tail.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. What's I think probably the punkest thing. Think of the punk. I'll tell you. I think the punkest thing I ever did in Bremerton was, Fear was playing at the off ramp in Seattle. And do you remember this? I think I tried to get everybody to come with me because I had to fucking go see these guys.
What year was that? Like 95?
It was senior year.
95? Okay,
yeah.
So 95.
So I hit up Mike and he was like, I can't go, dude. Everybody was like, I can't go. But it was like a Friday night. And I'm like, fuck you guys. I had $40 in my skateboard. And my plan was to get a fake ID at the place you got a fake ID.
Yeah.
It was like Pioneer Square, right?
Yeah, right up the street from Pioneer Square.
Yeah. So
no, you're right. It was Pioneer Square.
Yeah. So like I got on the ferry and I'm like, I have my fucking Fear More beer tape. And it was pretty early because I had to go to this little market to get my fake ID.
Yeah.
And I get to the market like around like maybe 7. And they had just closed. And I'd like pound on by the way, I was like scared to go all through Seattle by myself at like 16 with my skateboard, you know, like, so I recruited like some squids I found on the ferry. I was like, dude, there's this great show. You got to come. It's a great party. So I had like some fast friends I made, like back me up to
Bodyguards.
Get to the show. Yeah. Just so I wasn't all alone.
Yeah.
And so I got to the fake ID place and it was closed and I pounded on the door and I saw them in there and they opened. They're like, what's up? And I'm like, I need an ID to get north of the border. And like, they were like, okay, you know, they let me come in and they gave me, so I paid whatever it was. Like, it was only like $15. It was pretty cheap.
Yeah. It was 10, 15, something like that.
So I got my Canadian fake ID and I was like, fuck yeah. So then I think I got like a cab or something to the off ramp. Maybe I skated up there, but it was before the show started. It was pretty early and I walk in and there was this just dude like working the door and he was like, let me see your ID. And I gave him my ID. No, it was this chick. And she looked at it and she's like, where'd you get this? And I was like, California DMV or like Canada DMV. And she just kind of laughed and I'm like, I'm just here to see Fear, you know? And she like showed it to somebody and she smiled and she's like, okay, stamp his hand. Fully knowing that I was fucking not 21. And I was just like, holy shit. I cannot wait to tell all my friends how much pussies they are. I'm fucking pussed out on this. So go in and I'm like, I'm going to order a beer at the bar. So I ordered a beer, turn in, and there he is, dude. Wah, fucking leaving. Just sitting at a table having a beer. The only person in the bar.
And you're like, I could have a beer with Fear.
100%. I go, leaving, what's up, man? Dude, I'm a huge fan. Like, I had a beer with Leaving, and he signed my fucking More beer tape.
Nice.
Dude, it was so sick.
Oh, and you probably don't have that still.
I may have it in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, so we hung out and I spent all my money. I was out of money before the show even started, so I couldn't. And I think I was just like fucking scamming beer and like drinking beer off tables and shit. But then the Bremerton Dirtball showed up. It was like Dave McGrath. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and Ian Wiggers and Martin. Like those dudes all showed up, so I knew some people. And it almost died in the mosh pit. It was so fucking hardcore, dude. Like somebody helped me up. Otherwise I would have been stomped.
Yeah.
Like out. Just drenched with sweat. It was like cold. It was like winter time. And I had no way to get back to Bremerton at like 2 a.m. So I convinced Ian Wiggers to let me ride in his trunk, in the back of his trunk, all the way to Indianola. And I like slept on his floor.
That sounds like a nightmare to me.
Dude,
like a literal nightmare.
And then I got like the worst cold ever. Like I just had bronchitis for like a month. I just got from drinking people's beers and just sweating like completely. And yeah, Mike used to call it sheephilus.
Oh, yeah.
But I had a beer with fucking Fear and he signed my tape cover, and I got to the show, and I got in, and I saw the show, and it was the punkest shit I've ever done.
That's pretty punk.
What about you? Do you got any good ones?
I don't really think. I mean, I'm kind of known as an epic beer drinker from back in the days.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the 64, that's probably my crowning achievement. But like, I could just drink all night, and so I guess that was my punkest thing. But like, I got into playing in bands and then putting on shows, and I put on. Well, I haven't put on any shows in a long time, but there was at one point a point where I probably put on more shows of anyone in Kitsap County ever.
What was that? Talk about that for a little bit. What was that like when you first got going?
Well,
did you feel like a kinship to kind of like contribute to the punk legacy of town? Is that kind of why you did it?
No.
You just liked the music?
I just kind of fell into it, actually. Yeah. Like, so after Spud Boys, which was my first band with Brian, and John and Johnny, and then Sean was in it for a little bit too. A little while after that, I got into a band called American Icon with some younger guys. This was like 23, 24 years old.
I still remember that fucking demo you made. That was a great band.
Yeah, I still listen to that shit. It's really good.
Yeah.
But that was a little more in the new school skate punk vein with a little metallic influence. But when I was in that band, those guys were like 4 or 5 years younger than me, but they were like really in tune with the local scene. And I wasn't that much at that point.
Yeah.
I was kind of just doing my own thing. And so I met a lot of people in the younger scene. And to me, that era of the Kitsap music scene is like the craziest, most thriving. I mean, there was like hundreds and hundreds of people at shows.
Yeah. I mean, I do recall that was like, and there was kind of more eclectic. There was some indie shit going on. That was awesome.
Well, I mean, Bremerton was always kind of like that, but we kind of like stuck to the punk side of that,
Yeah.
And in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was more of a melting pot of bands. Like you said, like the first show I played in that scene was like us when we were like a kind of Fat Records epitaphy kind of skate punk band. And we're playing with a new metal band, a girl pop punk band, and a ska band. So it was, but everyone was cool with everybody.
Totally.
There was no fighting going on. And it was just less scummy, I guess, than the early 90s, you know?
Yeah.
But so like I was just started booking shows for that band, and I get a lot of people to come out to our shows because I was a little older, so I drew from a different demographic.
Yeah.
And then the guys in my band, they had a bunch of different friends, so I bring all those together.
Yeah.
And get some pretty decent crowds to come out. And I remember I did one at the KBS skate park where there was like over 200 people there. And I think at that point, it might have been their biggest show they ever had.
Is that the one in Silverdale?
No, this was in Port Orchard.
Oh, okay.
On Bay Street. And Jamie Garza, who was running the joint at the time, the music side at least.
That was the inside skate park.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, inside.
Got it.
And he was just like, hey, this is crazy. How do you get this many people to come out and blah, blah, blah. Gazzetti was running the whole thing.
Eric Gazzetti's great.
Yeah.
I used to skate so much with that dude back when I was a skater.
And he was just like, hey, how would you like to just book the shows here all the time? And I was like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, you mean like get other bands to come in here?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And I just like literally figured it out overnight and like found this was the key. BookyourOwnfuckinglife.org. You sign up, make an account, and it's just like this DIY touring device basically online.
Wow.
And you just say, hey, you can either choose I'm a band, I'm a promoter, I'm a venue, or I'm a fucking booking agent. So you pick whatever category you are. So I was a venue and a promoter. And I just said, hey, I got this place in Port Orchard. It's a skate park. And so just you give your locale, what you could pay the bands, kind of just a general vibe of the place. And touring bands would go on there and go, I can book my entire fucking tour just by hitting up someone in each one of these places on this fucking, on this mapped out tour. And instantly my email was fucking just blowing up.
Dude, that is awesome.
So it just came to me.
Yeah.
So I was booking like pretty big touring bands right off the bat. Well, bands that became big.
Yeah.
Because this was like at the beginning of emo and screamo. And that's when that whole movement was just starting to blow up.
Yeah.
And which was great because it was just a perfect storm, really. Like I was getting into it, and all these bands that were going to be famous and huge later were nobody yet, but they needed somebody that was. So I was at the same level as them, basically.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah.
And it just like I booked fucking Guar there.
Really?
Without the stage show. Like that's how, like Guar's like, we want to go on a summer tour, but not have to do all of our giant fucking stage show with all these heavy costumes. It's too fucking hot. So we're just going to bill ourselves as the Dave Brocky Experience. That's Odoris's real name.
Yeah.
He passed away years ago. But, so they were just like, hey, let's go fucking tour all these back roads fucking venues. And I happened to be one of them. So I'll never forget hanging out with Guar in Port Orchard on a hot August night, fucking
Damn.
2002. That was fun.
I think Guar qualifies as punk.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Did you ever book the Mentors?
I did.
Really?
After El Duce. It's only like 7 years ago.
Oh wow.
But then I got what do you call that? Oh, it was a witch hunt against me for booking the Mentors in Bremerton.
Oh wow.
Like all these like people deleted me off of social media because I booked a Mentor show.
Oh shit.
So basically I just like I just gave the show to the venue, and I was like, I can't have anything to do with this.
Wow.
So I just took my name off everything, and fucking the show still went on with whoever their singer is now or whenever.
Yeah.
7 years ago. So I did book them, and then I just kind of like stepped away. So I guess that's a pretty punk thing I did.
That is pretty punk.
Book the Mentors
In like the top, in the height of like the woke movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible timing. But you know, it was so funny. I was getting like literal hate comments from people that like I know that the Mentors I hope that they're joking about all the shit they sing about. I mean, maybe to some extent they're not, but to me, it's just entertainment, you know, and I'm always trying to like separate the art from the artist. Like not every fucking person you watch in a movie or listen to on a fucking streaming service or a record is a good person, you know, like,
yeah.
And you can't and it's just like where you shop. Like people are like, oh, let's fucking blackball fucking Target because they don't believe in DEI, you know, and like every single company that you buy something from has some shitty people working on it. You know, you can't, I mean, unless you're going to go live off the grid, Amish style and not buy anything, make all your own shit. Yeah. You're a hypocrite.
I also think like if you listen to all the Mentor songs, yes, there's some ones that are super over the top, but there's also some that are like super hilarious.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
going through your purse.
Yeah. Like I'm sick of tired of eating corn dogs weeks on end.
Yeah.
Like that's hilarious. Like I just thought it was funny. Like I never looked at it like, oh, this is demeaning to women, even though it is. But I know so many chicks that listen to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like back then, like
I mean, I met this documentary filmmaker named April, and she's the one who did the documentary on the Mentors. It's amazing. But no, Mentors were like. That was like there was a couple milestones in my life where I was just like Andrew Dice Clay when I was young was like, oh my God, this guy's cussing.
Yeah.
You know, they fried my brain in fifth grade. And then it was NWA. And then it was the Mentors. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like guys who will just push it over the edge, you know, and like in terms of being offensive.
Yeah. Like, also I can remember, that's the way I was drawn into Cannibal Corpse as well. It's like, this is just so fucking over the top. I really like this. It was like listening to a horror movie, basically. That's how I looked at it. And that's how they described themselves as well. Clearly, Chris Barnes might be a little nuts, but fucking Corpse Grinder, that guy like goes to Disneyland. Every tour he goes on, flies his family out, and they're covered in Disney merch. And he is not evil or murdering people in any way whatsoever. And so I was getting all these hate comments from people, and then looking on their profiles and going, "Oh, you listen to black metal? Yeah. Gee, I wonder what that subject matter is about. You know? Yeah." Murdering people and burning churches. Come on.
But dude, that's a part of being in the punk rock ether, my friend. You know, just being in a a dryer with a bunch of bowling balls smashing around in life and in the pit. But
yeah.
But I think we're getting a little long in the tooth for this episode, buddy. But
man, I could go on.
I know I could talk for 3 hours.
I got lots more
on punk rock, but
concert booking stories that
we'll have to do. We'll have to get more in it. We'll do another episode on that.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, man, Bremerton, the warm fuzzy blanket of Bremerton punk rock has been wrapped around me since 9th grade, and it really helped to shape me and like my crew. Yeah. So hats off to anybody doing DIY punk rock in Bremerton. You are the shit. Keep it up. Keep doing it. Don't let anybody tell you not to.
Oh, and at this point, I have 1.3 billion punk points.
I'm only like 1.2. Anyways, thanks for listening to B-Town Stories with your boy Schnazzle Simpkins.
And I'm the co-host of this show, Jerry Lagar, signing off.
And until next time, dear friends of Bremerton,
take her easy.
Hey, we're back again. Shnazz and Jerry in Bremerton, talking some shit and spilling some tea, telling B-Town stories.
B-Town Stories is a Red Cobra production, created, produced, and written by Shnazz and Jerry. The theme song created by the Supple Dongs and logo design from Darren Chalman.